Hi guys, this is Crypto with James talking to you today about something that's happened recently with Crypto.com and Tornado.cash. This is to do with effectively how some stolen Ethereum that's occurred on Crypto.com and how it's being laundered effectively through Tornado.cash. I'm going to get into that. Before I do, as always, I update the spreadsheet. These are the very first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel that I thought would absolutely crush it in this cycle. If you invested $100 into each one of these when I released the videos and you were still holding all that crypto, you'd be in profit for over $74,000 from a $2,600 investment. But if you, and this was my original portfolio, if you want to see what I'm actually in right now, you can come check out Copy My Crypto. 2021 was fantastic. Long-term investments appreciated in value week after week after week. We had some quick flips in the market that were beautiful and some airdrops that were hugely profitable. If you want to be a part of that and match those gains of myself and the members, then you can come check out Copy My Crypto. 2022 could be an unbelievable year. We've still not had a blow off top on the market, and even if we don't, a bear cycle will kick in, and a bear cycle is an unbelievable opportunity in terms of just profit making. I found Phantom in the bear cycle when I said it was the best investment of the year at half a cent. Right now it's at like $2.91. That's a 569x. These opportunities are easy to find if you know where to look. I've got a list of coins that I'm keeping an eye on for long-term investments. I'm going to watch who they onboard, how they develop, how much they retrace, and if I think any can do a 40, 50, 100, 200x, I'm going to be sharing them with the Copy My Crypto members. So if you want to be a part of that, click the link in the description and check it out. Right. So the big thing, obviously, Crypto.com had ETH stolen. So what ended up happening, $15 million in Ethereum was stolen from Crypto.com, and it's being laundered at the moment via Tornado.cash, which is an Ethereum mixer. 4,600 Ethereum. That sucks to see that hacks consistently seem to be rather successful, even with, some significant exchanges. Crypto.com is no mug. And since that exploit, Tornado.cash has been the go-to Ethereum mixer for these hackers, and that's how they're laundering the Tornado.cash. An on-chain data first spotted by security consultancy Peck Shield suggests that 4,600 Ethereum is being sent through the mixer in batches of 100 Ethereum at a time. So some are saying that mixer protocols or cryptocurrency tumblers are used to protect the privacy of activists or other politically exposed individuals, but they are often used to launder the proceeds of organized crime. The Financial Crimes Enforcement Network has said that mixers like Tornado.cash may fall under the definition of a money transmitter and therefore have obligations set by the Bank Secrecy Act. Although it's interesting that no banks seem to have to oblige to the Bank Secrecy Act. We've seen law enforcement shut down other mixers such as Best Mixer, which was raided by the EU authorities in 2019, and Helix, which was shut down by the FBI in 2021 for laundering darknet funds. So, you do have to be aware that's plausible that could happen to Tornado.cash. Their founder co-founder has said that he has a protocol that works with regulators to sort of assuage their fears. Version 2 includes a cryptographic note in the transaction history of ether sent through its pipes that can be used to determine fund provenance. And he's effectively said we do what we feel is right, and it's important for us to become compliant. Tornado.cash actually had a really good bounce in price, because this news sort of broke yesterday, really. And it's been and as you can see, it sort of bounced up a little bit, but actually when the news broke, it was around $30, and it actually rallied up to about $33 off the sort of news. So I'm just taking a look at Tornado.cash now. Tornado.cash point out that if you actually go through their Medium articles, the key point that they actually discuss is if a deposit and a withdrawal are right next to each other, it's very unlikely that they belong to the same person. It's very likely that they belong to the same person. They recommend waiting until at least a few deposits are made after yours, before you withdrawing the note. If there is a batch of deposits from one address and then a batch of the same size of withdrawals to a single address, they are very likely connected. The key thing that they actually point out is that IP data is something that is still fairly trackable. Your IP address can be considered public information because it is known to many parties like your ISP and any router on the way to your target server. So your ISP could log timestamps of packets sent to relayer and correlate them with withdrawal transaction timestamps. So they say use a VPN or Tor to hide your IP, especially during a withdrawal. So I've done that, and I've used a VPN, because what they do show you is your IP. So this is the IP of a VPN. And the way it works, like I said, it's a mixer, right? So you actually deposit your Ethereum or whatever. Well, it's Ethereum. You deposit your Ethereum. You can use other tokens, into the protocol. So say hypothetically I deposit 0.1 ETH. Now what ends up happening is you get a private key, effectively, that appears. So please back up your note. You will need it later to withdraw your deposit back. Treat your note as a private key. Never share it with anyone, including Tornado.cash developers. And the moment that this is saved, they'll ask you to save your note as a file, and that is then used. So you back up the note, and I'll close that. Now, after that, what ends up happening is you have to then make a decision on when you're withdrawing. Now, this isn't a guide to money laundering, but this is how these mixers work. So you can see that there have been deposits on sort of an hourly basis. So you would want deposits after the deposits you've made before you then go to withdraw. When you withdraw, you're going to paste in the note that they showed you along with the address. And the address is for wherever you want to receive it. If you want to receive it on a new Ethereum address, which presumably you probably would, so you'd paste in the note that you've been given when you initially click deposit, because that is effectively your private key, and then you paste in your new address, and you will receive that. Now, the whole point of it is the transactions can show that your address deposited some money. It will show that the recipient address received some money, but there's no link. What Tornado.cash and other mixers akin to this do is remove that link that connects the two wallets. Because if I send some 0.1 ETH from my address to someone else's, there's a log of that transaction. You can see where I was the one that sent it and someone else is the one that received it. Tornado.cash removes that connectivity. So it's just a deposit into a protocol and a withdrawal from a protocol. But there's no connectivity between the two. And that is how we see the levels of this effectively used to either launder money or to protect the individual. Now, there are a lot of political influencers or people knocking about, say your Assange is, and that's probably a way that your sort of Julian Assange type individual who is potentially targeted by a government institution will protect the privacy of themselves in terms of their own funds or how they've received their funds. It's a very sort of weird thing, really, when you look at it, because fundamentally, this is the ability for people to stay anonymous, and I don't knock that. I fundamentally believe that we have that privacy that right to privacy, that right to anonymity. and everyone should be able to use this without recompense, right? It's now, bear in mind, it is audited, but it is an experimental software. So if you are using this, you are using this at your own risk. But the point still stands that everyone should have the right to use this. The powers that be are certainly going to highlight this as a methodology and a technology that can help the bad people avoid being held accountable. And that's always going to be the spin on these kind of things. I'm not saying it's good, I'm not saying it's bad. It is tech. How it's used is the only thing that matters. You know, if good people are using it and it's used for good, then fine. If bad people are using it and it's used for bad, still fine. Because the tech is neither here or there. And this protocol allows people that opportunity to be anonymous. And I quite like it as a concept. I really do quite like it as a concept. It's a shame that obviously hackers and so forth and can use it, but you've got to have protocols that are open. You've got to have everyone the chance to use this, because some people are going to want to stay anonymous, want that privacy, and everyone should, to some degree, want that privacy more than we claim to. You know, we still all accept cookies left, right, and center. We all still, there's a level of sort of falsity to how much people actually claim that they want privacy, because most people don't then have their behavior subscribe to what they state. That's an interesting one. But yeah, I want to show you guys how, like, again, this is not necessarily me going, you want new money, but that's how the app works. And I do reiterate that according to the co-founder, version 2 of Tornado.cash includes a cryptographic note in the transaction history of ETH sent through its pipes that can be used to determine fund provenance. So it should be that Tornado.cash can be utilized to highlight where funds originated from through that cryptographic note. So feasibly, those hackers that stole the $15 million worth of ETH, that cryptographic note should allow Tornado.cash to figure out where the original Ethereum wallets that received the hacked money. It's a very interesting one. But yeah, so Tornado.cash, to a degree, allowing money laundering. But it's a fascinating one. And if you're interested in your privacy, and then this is probably something you want to use. But yeah, very intriguing story. Yeah, that's it really. But yeah, so it's just I just wanted to go through it. Be interested to see how Tornado.cash appreciates in price. I do think there's potential for this. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Tornado.cash, because we have seen mixers previously get absolutely hammered by government entities. I don't think necessarily Tornado.cash is going to be, but there's definitely a possibility. So people do have to bear that in mind. But yeah, very low circulating supply. So it could very low circulating supply, very low total supply, and max supply. So it could feasibly run in price. It's an interesting one. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you're all keeping well. If you're new to crypto, come check out Copy My Crypto. Like I said, it's where, and even if you've been in crypto a while, come check it out. 2021, like I said, was bloody awesome. It was a top-notch year. We had huge wins across the board, and 2022 is going to be even better, one way or the other. If a bear cycle will come this year, and that's an opportunity of a lifetime. And before that bear cycle, we should still see a blow off top on this market. And even if we don't, that bear cycle, ooh, There are so many opportunities. There's some top tier projects that are going to retrace 85, 95%, and will be hugely undervalued. And that is an opportunity to 20, 50, 40, 50, 100, 200,000 X your money for the next bull cycle. So if you want to be a part of that, because my list of cryptos is long, and I am going to be narrowing down the best opportunities and sharing them with Copy My Crypto members. So if you want to be a part of it, click the link in the description and check it out. All right, that's it for me. Take care. Bye-bye.